It does this little thing. It makes it like, oh, you have this much time, but we're already live. It's the illusion that we're not live yet because it's got this little ticker thing that's going, but we're live. So now I'm going to have you just maybe say hi to everybody. And we're both saying hi to everybody. Hi, hello, everyone. Tracy Mahan and my co-host.
Yes.
Yay. And I'm going to go share this, hopefully on different social media pages, if I do it right. And I'm going to let Judy talk to you guys a little bit. She wasn't prepared.
Okay. So as you all know, this is our just about monthly Q&A with Daniel. Always very interesting, always very enlightening, and the questions that we have are all selected from the audience, and I use a pendulum to put them in the order in which they're to be asked. So very often some of the questions that are at the tail end of the list are answered within answers to other questions. So if your question does not come up today, and we've got a whole stack of them, just listen to the answers to the other questions, because you may get your answer in that. So before we start the Q&A, I'm just going to do a very short guided meditation. Just a nice, relaxing, give us a nice, peaceful space, because I don't know about the audience, but I know, and within myself, that the last few weeks have actually been in hyper mode. There's been things coming left, right, and centre that demand your attention, and the day just goes like that, and you're left with all these unfinished things, and then more stuff gets piled on. So it's been a very, very interesting time in that respect. But there's another really interesting, I'll use the word coincidence, but of course it's not coincidences, that Tracy and I have actually been undertaking something the same, and that is laying a new floor. And I thought, okay, so why are we both doing this at this point in time? And then it came to me that it's laying a foundation. I mean, it's not your true foundation under the house, but it's the foundation on which we walk. So the old is no longer serving us, and we're laying a new foundation. But then I went even deeper into, okay, well, let's look at the spaces that we are laying these foundations. And I hope I'm correct in saying that in Tracy's case, it's an area of family gathering. So there's new foundations on the basis of family togetherness.
So true. Yeah.
And in my case, it's the space where I conduct classes. So therefore, I'm laying a new foundation in that side of the work that I do. It's all quite fascinating. There's nothing, it's not coincidence. It's all part of what's going on. So we're all going through, I think, a tossing out of the old and bringing in the new. And it can be quite a strain on the system in letting go of what we know and allowing the space to come in. And so there's this constant flux that is going on within us, and that is manifested outwardly by all the things that we have to attend to and all the people coming in and not making demands, but needing attention one way or another. So it's a really, really interesting time. And it was on that basis that I sat down and came up with this little one, just to create a little bit of space for us all. So
I love that.
Before we do that, do you want to make some announcements, Seb?
Absolutely. What we have right now is an announcement to say hello to Amy, Julie, Marion, Bonnie, Daniel, and that dude. I love that dude. And we got Brittany, and it looks like some more coming in here to join us live. We've got the small audience starting to come in, And join us in this live version as we start to expand this into the Q&A. I'm sure more and more people are going to jump on. I just got to post that out into some other areas, so people will be reminded that we're coming on live here. But you guys, we got a Daniel surprise coming up for Sunday. Judy's going to do a little intro to that as well, get us all in that space. I love that you're doing that for us and bringing us into this beautiful space. And just want to share with you guys, it is donation based. It is a donation based event. So please, the way I wrote it up in the email, doesn't matter if the donation is big or small or not at all. We want you there. So the link is going to be down below. When this video is done, I will attach the link. But if you want to get signed up for that, now go over to tracymahan.com, get signed up, or I have it posted on Facebook and social media, or it's actually on one of the videos prior to this one. It should be in the last video I posted as well. So come join us Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Did I get that right this time?
Yes, 10 a.m.
Because I don't know what time. If I didn't have it on the calendar, and I'm not looking at the calendar. So Sunday, December 4th, 3 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to go on that journey with Daniel and find out what he's got for us. Lots of energy in the air. I don't know about you guys. I've been feeling like I need a nap. Almost every day. And if I'll go sit down and watch some TV, next thing I know, I'm making that little snoring noise that we do when we sleep. Yeah, this girl right here. So I've been finding that I've been knocking out, and I think we're just in this hibernation state of change. And it's, like you said, we got the floor thing going on, and there's just a lot of things going on that are, and I think, Judy, my story with the floor is like, we couldn't get it done. It was like, what the heck? It was supposed to be a one-day job. And it's nothing bad to say about the contractor whatsoever. Wonderful man, just a sweetheart. But the first day his dog had a seizure, so he got in there late. The other guy that came with him was probably more annoyed with that than I was, but, trying to get a job done. So then, of course, they couldn't get it done because they only had half a day. So they came back the second day and worked on it. But then they were trying to get the dog into the vet. And guess what? It's still really hard to get an animal into the vet these days. I don't know if it's like that in Australia, but out here, if you're not already established with the vet, just don't even think about it. And even if you are, it was like crazy. And the emergency vet told him it was going to take 12 hours to get his dog in to see them. And so anyway, so he was dealing with that, right? And so it took even longer to do the floor. And then it took 5 days to do the one-day job. That's what it did. And it just was an interesting process. But the fun part to me, and I hope it's okay if I read this to you guys, I think the way that this played out is still a little mind-blowing to me. This is a contractor that wrote this to me, and I told him, it's really interesting. By the time 5 days is up, you kind of know what I do for a living, right? It's kind of like you're going to know what I do for a living. So he kind of gets the gist of what I do. And I told him it's really interesting because the part of the floor he was really struggling with getting the pieces right and getting it all cut and done was right under this spot right here that I'm sitting in, that I do these sessions in, right? And I said, it's really interesting to me that the spot you couldn't get complete was right under where I do all the spiritual work that I do. And this is, and I said, it's, I'm trying to see if I can find the first thing he wrote. Anyways, he said, well, that is weird because he goes, I tried to take a picture of that spot and I couldn't get a picture of it because he wanted to take a picture. So when he got to the shop or whatever, he could see what he needed to do. So I said, he said, I tried taking pictures of it and all I would get was these shards of light. I said, do you have any of those pictures? So he did send me 2 pictures. It's hard to tell if the lights that he's seeing in this one were from the chandelier that's in the dining room area. But he says, I don't really have any photos of the phenomenon. This is a contractor using a word like that, right? I don't really have any photos of the phenomenon. When I tried to take a photo several times in a row, the whole screen would be saturated with what looked like thin verticals of rectangles of light, and the phone would not take a photo when I pushed the button. Skills, right? So we know bigger things are at play sometimes, and I think it really was. I think, even for people that aren't, doing this new agey spiritual, whatever you want to call it, ascension process, their guides, their angels, their crew are still putting them where they need to be to get the healing. And he had, over that time, the 5 days that he was at the house, he had a lot of things coming up, the dog stuff, that he was having a really emotional time. And a lot of his stuff was coming up, and conflict and different things. And so I really hope that now that this part of the journey is done for him, that as he moves forward, he will be cleared of some of that trauma. We all have the childhood trauma. We all have our stories to tell. And I got to hear little bits of his. And I really feel like there was a reason for this delay in the floor, right? And so to me, that was, even though that didn't work out as I would have liked it to time-wise, I see a true blessing in what was happening there. And hopefully something really magical did happen there.
It's rather interesting too about the dog having the seizures. I mean, that's a lot of energy, isn't it? A lot of energy.
Yeah. Well, and he brought the dog with him on the third day, I think it was. He brought the dog with him, and I saw that it was sitting in his truck, right? And so then I had to leave for something, and this dog is standing at the end of my little walkway to the front door. And it didn't know me from Adam. So it kind of starts growling a little bit like, who are you? And I go back in the house. I said, I think your dog got out of the truck, but I don't even know how it got out of the truck. That was like a big service rig. And I'm trying to figure out, how did your dog get out of the truck? But you wouldn't know that dog had just had seizures too. It was like the dog seemed like it was doing pretty good. So I don't know. There was a lot going on there. Julia is saying maybe he was with you to feel your compassion in a safe place. I don't know if I felt very safe to him by day 3. I was like, I have company coming tomorrow and this isn't done yet. So I was a little bit worried about it. But after, it was like I resigned to it at that point. I was like, something bigger is going on here. There's something else going on. And it's going to be what it's going to be. And I just, I wasn't going to stress that guy out. He was already having a hard enough time. It wasn't his fault. So, but yeah, there was one day there where I think I kind of was like, where are you? It's like almost 1 o'clock and you're still not here. And you said you were going to come finish in the morning, and kind of gave him a little bit of a what for of, not in a mean way. I was just, he was trying to give me every excuse in the book why he wasn't there yet. And I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. Can you just come? Can you just come and get this done? And he did. He came and got it done, and it was all fine. But all right, we got a bigger full house going on here now. A lot of people chatting in the chat room, or in the little, I don't know if you would call that a chat room, the YouTube chat. So loving to hear from you guys. I'm going to be closing my eyes to listen to Judy here in a moment. I want all of you guys to just follow along with Judy, and what's going to happen. I think we'll do it the same way we're talking about for Monday. Is when you're done, I'll just bring Daniel in while you're in that. I'll bring Daniel in and we'll go right into questions. Does that sound okay? All right, guys, here we go. So,
all right. Just close your eyes and take a couple of nice, deep breaths. I would like you to imagine that you are on a beach in a small bay. It is a beautiful sunny day with not a cloud in the sky. The temperature just
Perfect. You're walking across the sand. It is almost white in colour and crunches as you tread. It is squeaky and makes you smile as you hear the little noise it makes with each step. You are alone on this beautiful beach and leisurely stroll towards the water. Behind you is lush tropical vegetation, and you can smell the heady scent of the fragrant flowers. The light breeze carries their perfume. It is so quiet. The only sound you hear are the waves gently lapping the sand. The water shimmers and glistens in the sunlight, and its colour is the most amazing blue, like nothing you have ever seen before. It sparkles and is very, very luminescent. You reach the water, feeling the soft, wet sand. Gentle waves lap over your feet, warm and inviting. You go in a little further, inhaling the salty sea air. The water is so clear and clean, and you lay down in the shallows, knowing that you are perfectly safe. The waves slowly ebb and flow, ebb and flow, caressing your body. The steady rhythm, calming and soothing. You feel those waves of blue washing over you, relaxing, refreshing, rejuvenating, re-energizing, reactivating, realigning. You see in your mind's eye being bathed in blue energy, healing and wholesome. Your body is now totally relaxed. Your mind free of cascading thoughts, clear and in harmony, connected, inspired. All stress, all tension is now released out of your being, out of your body. You are now in a state of flow, of ease, centeredness, and anything you do today will hold that tranquility and peacefulness. And when you are ready, slowly come back to your space and open your eyes.
We're trying to get Tracy out of the water. She wants to play a little more. She found a tube to float in, and
Oh, how nice.
telling her, you go ahead, you float in the water. We'll take over now. We'll jump in here and we'll start talking. You go float in the water. So she will do that. It was when you first started this, Judy, what happens, you were talking about this beautiful water coming in. And at first it showed up like a wave of energy, not water. And if she walked into the energy, it would change dimensions. And so she played in that for a little bit. She wanted you to know before she forgets to tell you. So it wasn't water at all. It was these waves of energy that came in, and she could play in the dimensions if she got in the waves. All right.
That's beautiful. I hope she feels nice and relaxed and refreshed.
She says, embarrassingly so. She is hanging over in her tube with her feet kicking in the water, letting the waves carry her away. We understand we have a lot of questions today, so.
We do. So we'll do our best to get through as many of them as possible. So in starting with the first one, it's from Cherie, and she would like to know, what is the difference between the Galactic Federation and the Alliance?
What an interesting question. What is the difference between the Galactic Federation and the Alliance? Just two different departments of the same itinerary, we might say, the same objective. It would be just two different collectives working towards the same thing with different names. How about that? But the Alliance is going to be a group of star beings, of councils that are, we want to see if we can find the right words to put into place for this. We normally, what we do is we see if we can find some examples in your reality to put them into place to help you discern what the difference is. So a Galactic Federation and the Alliance. And of course, we've got something tickling the nose. So that must mean there's a really good answer, right? A really good answer. It's right there at the tip of the nose. So an alliance and a federation, they both work with other star collectives, other star beings. The alliance, what we are seeing, we are asking what would be the best description. We see the alliance is working with galactic councils that exceed this galaxy. It moves out into other universes, other ports, where the Galactic Federation feels like it is a little bit more in the local sphere of the community of this galaxy, and with some assistance from outside resources, but it feels like it is more of a federation is more in your own galactic and universe with the Earth. We want to see, is there more answers to that? They say there are many answers out there and they're all right. They're all yes, that is correct. There are so many different ways to look at so many different things. And for each of you, you have your own individual realities around your events, the things that you are studying, the information that sounds true and correct to you is true and correct. Don't ever think that if our answer doesn't mirror what you are feeling in your gut to be true, that one is wrong and the other is right. This is not how it works. Everyone is right. We want you to always remember that. Everyone is right. You are creating your own realities, your own scenarios, your own feedback and playback to you. So always use discernment, as we say in most of these videos. Use your discernment. Don't always take everything that you hear from others at face value. Do your own research, trust your own gut, look at your own answers with each of these things. And as we move forward with more and more answers to your questions, again, if it doesn't feel like it fits for you, then don't take it. That is okay. We're not offended by that. We want you to use your own mind. We want you to use your own intuition. In fact, we may even be used to test you to see if you are going to use your intuition or the information we give you. So keep that in mind. If you have a very strong sense about something and we give you a different answer, if that answer does not resonate with you, is it a part of yourself that is being tested to see if you're going to trust your own intuition? So you have to understand that there is always something at play here for each and every one of you. As you journey into your life path, you are evolving, you are moving into these other forms of awareness. You are learning to trust yourself. And so we do not want you to give that power away. We don't want you to look at anybody as if they have more information than you do. You are all connected to this universal and ever expansive piece of knowledge. The universe is at your fingertips as much as it is at ours. And so when you look at this, if this answer is not satisfying to you, go look deeper and find what resonates for you. And that goes for any of the answers that come throughout this day and any time we are posting videos for you. Always remember that you are the strongest intuitive machine that you have at your access. Use it. Okay, so we will keep that one a little shorter, as we already talked on and on, but go ahead and ask the next question.
Okay, the next one is from Northern Lights, who has a tree right outside the house, and the tree is over 100 years old and it's very huge, and she has a connection with this tree, and she wonders what that would be.
We are going to look at that for you. Things are not what they seem, not always what they seem. We look at this tree, and this tree carries the intelligence, it carries information, it carries a lot of things for Northern Lights to tap into. It is a form of a way for her to download information. And as this tree is a consciousness of another world, another realm. There is a world out there that is the tree world, the tree planet. And the trees communicate, even though they do communicate in your world as well, they communicate much like humans communicate, only telepathically. They have lives, they tell stories, they do things. And we believe that this particular person has had, we're hearing multiple lifetimes in the tree world, and that is integrating into the physicality now as the bond with this tree outside the building is being made. The connection is being made, but this tree is also a conduit of information, and the essence of the tree and the essence of Northern Lights is bringing in codes and downloads and activations between the two of them. And so there is a lot of things going on with this tree and the connections with the tree, and why it was a tree that was chosen to be this connection. This tree holds a lot of history of the land, and it feels like that this tree comes from like the information from the mother source, the source of the seed of the tree. The information from that one was passed on to this one. So not only does it have the information for itself, but it feels like it also carries the information of, and maybe you can chuckle at this, at the ancestral line of the tree. And so it feels like it carries on a vibration. One of the things that we might ask Northern Lights to do is work with healing frequencies of Mother Earth, of Gaia, bring in healing frequencies into, with setting intentions into this tree, to bring it into the earth and heal the ancestral vibrational patterns of the earth that are being passed on, that lineage that's being passed on to this tree. She can heal that, any of the denser energies that patterns have followed. Northern Lights has the ability to work with this tree to bring healing into the earth, to heal those vibrational memories. We do want to say this. What we have found through sessions and through working with this beautiful planet is that we talked about generational self-healing, boom, ancestral healing, right? And now we're talking about clearing the vibrations of those ancestors from the actual land itself and moving imprints of war and all of that. Everybody's been working on that. We know that. It's not new that people have been working on that. That's the obvious to work on, right? Clearing the wars and all the discomforts of society and all the things. But have you ever thought about clearing the land of all the discrepancies in everyone's individual personal lives? You go into a house and you clear a house and you say, oh, there's an imprint here of somebody that's not very happy to be doing the dishes, or somebody that's not very happy to be cooking dinner tonight. And that leaves an imprint and a vibration. We need to remember to clear all these vibrations from imprints of even the simplest things from the denser vibrations so that we can really purge Mother Earth of these things. But first, we had to go through and clear these ley lines. We had to go in and clear these grids and move this energy off. And now we're working in a more simplistic arena where we are clearing energies of poverty and clearing energies of illnesses and discomforts and frustrations and anger and disagreements and disappointments and all the things day-to-day life was bringing in. And so play in that arena for a little bit. That might be something to work with the tree and all the trees. In fact, anyone who resonates with that, work with the trees, move it into the roots. They want to work with us. Ask, and they will come in. Their energy will come in and they will help work with that healing vibration and frequency. They are wonderful conduits to neutralize and clear energy. So that's what we have to say about the tree.
It just jumped into mind. A couple of trees in my garden are shedding at this point in time. They're shedding bark. And yeah, that's all in line with that, isn't it?
It sounds like it is right in alignment with it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Next question is from Arto, who has been feeling stuck for over a year, feels like nothing matters, just can't get over a hurdle and is looking to do something else in order to bring in income. Just asking if there's any advice. And what is the reason for him feeling this way?
Feeling stuck. We're looking at the energy body. It's almost like the body is waist deep in cement, right? Not dried cement, though. Like you could push your way through that if you had to, but what a struggle it would be to move through waist-high cement. And so we want to look at, why are you there in that position? Why are you feeling stuck? And that's not just stuck, but that's really stuck. And that is keeping you from doing a lot of things. Well, first we got self-worth pops up first. Something from 7 years old, something from 5 years old. 5 years old, 7 years old. Let's clear that out. And there's somewhere where your self-worth got lost. There's a program that started running early on that there's something that's looping in your mind, in your subconscious mind, that you may not know is there. On a conscious level, you could be going, hey, this is all going to be great. I'm going to live a great life. I'm going to do these affirmations. I'm going to do it. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to get unstuck. And yet there's this anchor that pulls you down that says, no, remember, you were told a long time ago that none of this is for you. You're not good enough. You screw everything up. You're doing this wrong. And so there's a fear of stepping out because there's a fear of doing it wrong. There's a fear of change. There's a fear of letting go of the security blanket, right? And so it feels like this is going to be mind over matter. You're going to need to make some changes. So we're going to ask for the clearing of the old programs from those earlier years in life, clearing the programs, healing, and send love and light to everyone that was involved. We want to send healing, love, and light to everyone that was involved. Let it rise up and be transmuted. You don't need to carry that anymore. That's an old story, an old recording, and an old program. You wouldn't go sit down to a computer that came out, the very first computer that came out, and expect to just jump on and start playing that thing like you do the computers you have now. You wouldn't even give it the time of day. So let's treat it like that old computer program. You are in the upgraded version now, and so we want to love that you went through the experience, because it made you the strong human being that you are today. It's how you found your way here. But now it's time to let go and heal those insecurities and those parts of you that don't feel worthy and that are afraid of the changes that will have to be made if you become successful, if you change what you're doing, the changes that will have to be made in your life. Sometimes people get settled in discomfort. Sometimes discomfort is what feels familiar, and the sadness, the depressions, they are what becomes familiar. So even though it's not a happy feeling, it's not a good feeling, it's a feeling and it's a feeling that won't disappoint you in the end, because you're already disappointed, right? And so there is no other shoe that can drop if you just hover in this area. So somewhere in life, you got excited about something, it got robbed from you, and you went kerplunk and went back down into the sadness. And it was really hard to get excited about something and then it would be taken away. Get excited about something, it would be taken away. It's time to end the pattern. We're talking to a lot of people right now, not just one. It is time to end the pattern. The other shoe is not going to drop. You are worthy and deserving. Let go of these old programs. It is not for you anymore. It is time for you to understand that you are precious. You are lovable. You are seen. You are heard. You are valuable. You are amazing. And everything that you have to share is worth sharing. And there is somebody out there that needs to hear it. And so let's open these doors. Let's allow for Spirit to bring things in for you. Quit teetering on your decisions. When you are manifesting, you must manifest with certainty. You must know you deserve this and you're going to have it. And so pick something. You want a new job? Go get a new job. No more sitting there going, oh, I apply and nothing ever works out. Nothing ever works out. Well, that's because you're on that teeter-totter and the universe says, I can't tell. I can't tell what you want. You apply for something and then you sabotage it. Or you don't feel worthy of it, or you feel like there's 20 other people that are going to be better for that job than you. And so then the universe can't send you that job because you've sabotaged it with energy. Now, we don't say that as if you're doing this intentionally. Obviously, there is an old program that follows whatever energy you send into that universe. So we're asking you now, be certain, you have something to offer this planet. You have something to offer to somebody that is a job that you would love to do, and you're going to do it well. And again, we are talking to many people. If you want to get out and start your own business, if you want to get out and do something different, if you want to go back to school and learn again, do it. Do it, find a way and do it. Don't let anything stop you. That is when the manifestation kicks in. When you come in with certainty and strength like that, it will start to change and the stuck energy will move. We ask you to invite in, and we'll say it like Tracy says it. I'm calling in all of my beautiful, benevolent, high vibrational counsels and helpers, all known and unknown to me, to come in and clear this pathway, to heal these old wounds in the easiest and most gentle way possible. Come in and move this energy for me so that I can be the best version of myself and I can come forward and be of service in the way that I would like to be of service and find great joy in my life in the areas that bring me joy. And I thank you for clearing that path and opening the doors and bringing me opportunity after opportunity and shining a bright light on my future so that I know I am worthy. I know I am heard. I know I am seen. I know I am valued. I know that I have something to offer the world and I love this world. I'm compassionate, kind, and I am confident that I can do something beautiful in this world and enjoy doing it and get paid, right? And get paid get paid, get compensated. You deserve to live well. You deserve to have the things you want and desire. You deserve to have it. And it's okay. The universe isn't saying, oh, look at you. You're driving a fancy car. We don't want you to drive that fancy car. You need to be a martyr. You need to be over here driving this little scrap of bones car. So, and be a little bit and be poor so that you are more of the martyr. We don't want that for you. We want you to thrive. We want you to do well. We want you to have the beautiful things in your life that make you happy, so that you are enjoying your life. That is where we are all going, enjoying life. If you are using the material things towards something that is bringing in a denser energy, that is a different story. But if you take great joy and enjoy it and go about it in a loving way, an inviting way, a cheerful way, that is much different. Things are not the problem. Money is not the problem. It is the energy that you are putting around that, the story that you put around that. That is what you need to look at. So we know we yammered on a bit about that one, but we hope that that helped a few people get unstuck and know that you deserve everything that you are looking to have.
You know, I think it's pretty much in everybody. That so it was an answer for everybody, the entire audience.
we hope so. Yes, it gets so common. We get stuck in these stories, and the stories will loop, and we don't even realize that we're in them. Because it is this little shadow part of ourselves that we don't. It's not front and center, is it? And it just plays in the background a little bit. So you don't know it's gone until it's shut off, right? When you're in the store and you got the background music playing, and then the radio turns off and it got really quiet, and you're like, oh, I didn't even notice that was playing.
Yeah.
And that is what's happening here. So catch the stories, find where you're getting stuck in your story, because you deserve to move past that now.
Wonderful explanation. Thank you. We're going back to a tree theme. Kelly has many dreams about trees, and a QHHT session that showed living in a forest for a long time and then had to transition away from the trees. So once again, what is the connection with trees? And I know there's another question about trees a little bit further on too. So interesting.
The fairy realm is coming through very strong with Kelly. There is a very beautiful connection with the fairy realm and the elementals and caring for the trees. She has an affinity for the trees. She knows how to talk to them. Little different story than the first one. Okay. The connections are similar. Trees have a consciousness, and she's connecting with that consciousness of the trees in the forest. If Kelly is to listen, if she sits in the forest, or she has the opportunity to just stop and quiet her mind and listen, the trees will talk to her. And she used to sing to the trees, and she may still sing to the trees in this current life. And if she does, that's where it comes from. She used to sing to the trees from this other realm, and the trees would sway. They would dance to her singing. And it's quite beautiful what they're showing us. She had quite the relationship with the trees from this other realm. And she was the guardian of the trees. They didn't treat trees the way they do in this reality. Trees were not used for their homes. No. Yeah, she was a guardian of the trees, a healer of plants and trees and anything living for that matter. But any of the plant life, she was working with that, and we just keep hearing her singing to them. It's like her voice was the healing element to whatever was going on with the plant life and the trees. So we're going to leave that one there so that we can answer more.
Mindy has always had a really unique bond with her best friend, and I don't have a name there. I was wondering if you could share information on this connection, and are they supposed to be doing something together to help out the planet?
Well, they have had many lifetimes together. In fact, they have had lifetimes together as twins. So the twin energy is very connected, very, very much telepathic, and feel each other's feelings and all the goodies. So they may have a lot of those experiences where they know what the other one is thinking. They're so close that they almost move in unison, speak the same things. They could go to the store at opposite ends of the world, go to the store and buy the same color blouse. That's how connected they are. And what we see with this connection is that many, many different lifetimes that they have lived, where they've come together in many different pairings, friendships, the twin energy, as we spoke of, siblings, also in marriages. We are looking to see in the early lifetimes. And it doesn't all have to be human lifetimes, by the way. Earlier lifetimes, and thousands of years ago, in the terms of human years, they were rivals, and they came closer together as they found that they were both fighting for the same thing. And then they joined forces and then came on these journeys into planetary systems to help others find their healing in that rivalry. And so what are they here to do in this world? They're here to show union. They're here to show people that it doesn't matter how different one or the other might be, to come together, because we're all working towards the same thing. Everybody desires peace and happiness in their life. Have you ever met a human that doesn't want to be happy? And so as you find the common ground with each individual, you'll find everybody really wants the same thing. And their patterns to get there are different, but they want the same things. And this is what they are working on together, is to bring unity to those who feel like they have conflicting ideas, that they are rivals to each other, and bringing that unity in, not in a government form, not in a leaders of the world form, but more in your individual platforms, and bringing things together. And in fact, one of the things they would be really good at is couples counseling, to bring couples together when they're in their indifferences, and to remind them that they have this common goal, to work with others who, businesses and different things, finding people that are in conflict of something, and then helping them realize that really they're not in the conflict they think they are. So they're here to help open people up to a bigger picture, and to help them understand that life is what you make it. Life is what you are creating around you. And what is it that you truly desire? And once you figure out what you truly desire, and both parties in this conflict can do that, you're going to probably find a common ground in that, and then work towards that. And it feels very healing. It's almost like peeling that onion, right? It's like the first couple layers really make you cry, and then then you can start cutting it up and adding it to your food, and it's delicious. So that's what we think is the common grounds for what they are doing together in this reality. But we say, enjoy your friendship. It is a very rare thing in this earth to have that sort of companionship in this ride, right? In this third dimensional ride. So enjoy the fact that you have each other, and do whatever you want to do in the world. You cannot do it wrong. You're going to spread love and light just by being yourselves, and the right people will find you. The ones who need you, the ones that can be helped by you, will find you.
Lovely. Thank you. The next question is from Musical Vibes, who would like to know more about their connection with dragons.
We keep hearing that we need to let you answer one of these, Judy. So which one do you want to answer? Do you want to answer dragon? What is this magical connection with dragons right now with this, what Musical Vibes, is that who asked?
Yes. That's
so we're going to ask you that question. What do you get as a connection between Musical Vibes and the dragons?
I see an image of flying on dragons. They're not the big fiery ones. They're the more finer-bodied ones. Oh, okay. I just saw my own dragon associated with this dragon, or musical vibes dragon, working together. So that's why you asked me.
Isn't that fun how that plays out?
Yes, it is. They're incredible to work with and to fly with. Very, very fast, very skilled. I must admit, I haven't explored too much of my own dragon, but the image of mine and musical vibes dragon working together, so the dragons must be a part of a team.
Beautiful. What would this team of dragons be doing? What are they working with you with? Let's take it to a deeper level.
Well, they go where they're required to go for assistance. Correcting energies or balancing energies. Sometimes they have to move on discordant energies away, like completely move them away. And they have a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
They have a lot of fun. They do silly things.
We're enjoying this energy of the dragon.
They're playful. They're very playful.
It makes us think of like a ride at a theme park where you're throwing your arms up in the air and wooing the whole way and screaming and having fun and delight and enjoying that freedom.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. All right. And don't be shy. If you get anything else on any of these other questions, by all means, share away.
Well, I actually did have another with the first question about the Galactic Federation and the Alliance. The Galactic Federation is all galaxies. So all galaxies are represented, and the Alliance is actually under the whole Galactic Federation. Once again, widespread, but it's just slightly different too. But then, as you say, it can be different for everybody.
It is all connected. It is all
absolutely.
The human mind wants to put it in a order because that is what you are used to. That is, and it makes sense to us that it wants to be formulated in this pattern. You know, how does this work? How does this? But it's all connected. It is all connected, and for us to look at it and separate it, it made no sense for us to do that. But it is all connected, and we love that you have the answer to give to the listener for that, because it is, each person will have their different perspectives of it. And that is why we were going the direction we were with it, where it's all expansive and all inclusive. These groups and the names and the titles, we do not refer to them by the titles and names that you do, and so it gets a little convoluted. But the way that you are describing it, and it is understandable to us. We like that. Yes.
Yes, we're very, very hung up on names and times.
And because it is necessary in your reality to play out the way that way. And because of the limited knowledge of what is out there in space and through the galaxies, through the different loops of time and all the things, it makes sense that it has to be compartmentalized in that way.
All right.
The
next question is from Judy T.S., who understands intellectually that we are all a spark of God or source, But she asks, how do we feel that or know it with our heart and soul?
We are all a spark of source, and how do we know or feel that? Is that the question?
Yes.
That is going to be another one of those convoluted questions, isn't it? Because each individual journey is a journey to find that, is a journey to reconnect with that, is a journey to discover that spark and to ignite it. The way that we bring people into that space is to ask them to make themselves bigger, to ask them to expand their idea of who they are and allow for it to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And then as they do, they start to release the confines of the human form, and they start to expand into space and time itself. And when that expansion happens, then they start to feel more connected to the source. They no longer feel as bonded to the body in those moments as they expand out higher and higher into space, into time, into all directions, into everything and nothing, right? And experience all of it. And as you can bring yourself out of the physical form, out of this attachment to the physical being, and rise yourself up out of the body and make yourself as big as you can and expand that energy of you. You are source. Everything about you is source. Every breath you take, every movement that you are making is about you being a part of a bigger, better, more expansive, not better, bigger energy, bigger source of energy. You are created in this world to have experiences, and you are having those experiences. And maybe if you are not feeling the connection to spirit, the experience that you wanted to have was, what is it like to be disconnected from that? And now you can go, okay, I know what it feels like to feel disconnected from that. Now, can you bring it back for me? Am I done with this lesson, or is there more to learn? And if so, can you show me what that is? And bring that connection back in for yourself, because you are always connected. You are the spark of light. And again, every breath you're taking, everything you see, everything you experience is another connection to source. Everything is manifestation of the creation energy. And Judy, do you want to add to that?
And also experiencing the feeling of overwhelming love in the heart space. There's nothing like it. Just fully encompasses.
Beautiful. We like that. So everybody go connect with those heart spaces and be a part of something so significantly beautiful. You'll find it. You'll find it. The journey, you're on the journey, so you will find it. What else do we have?
Okay, the next one is from Carol, who asks, are our dreams actually other lives that we are currently living? She says she usually sees people and animals from this life in her dreams. So how does it work?
Dreams are used in many different ways. They can be other lifetimes and memories of coming back from other lifetimes, times between other dimensions. When you're in the sleep state, you're doing something in another dimension, another reality. You're playing something out somewhere else. But they can also be used to help guide you in your current life. They can be used as metaphorical or symbolic imagery. Something you're going through in your dream state can be analyzed and put into place in your current state. And a lot of times your higher self, your subconscious mind, will work with that dream state to get you messages in your awake state, and they'll use the dreams to do that. You can have visits from loved ones from other dimensions come into your dream state. So it can be many different things. So we say, yes, it's all of that, right? It is other lifetimes, but it's so much more. There's so many ways a dream can be used. How do you feel on that, Judy?
Oh, yes, look, I agree with you. It's the feeling from dreams is different from the experience. So
sometimes it's you're off working or whatever, and it's portrayed as being a dream, but it has a different feel to it. So I guess it's a question potentially of tuning into the feeling of the dream as opposed to the information that the person is experiencing. And that may give a clue as to what it actually is, whether it is just being shown another existence or something else.
Absolutely. Okay, what is our next question?
Lucy experienced a couple of days ago an earthquake just a few miles away. Does it affect us in any way, and does it help in releasing energies?
The earthquake releasing energies, it releases energy. It is releasing energy from Earth. It is part of the Earth moving into the new atmosphere, into the new frequencies and energy as it's moving through space into its new dimension. It is Earth settling in, right? It is making its adjustments. As we're seeing it as yes, release of energy, allowing for expansion. Expansion is the word that keeps coming in. We are asking expansion for Earth or humankind or both. First and foremost, it is expansion for Earth, and then it comes in as expansion for humankind, as you can't have one without the other. And as the shifting of the plates of the planet are moving, it serves as a purpose for humanity as well, a reminder of constantly being in that energy, that flow of change. Things are always changing. Earth is changing. Everything you know to be true is changing. So be in that flux of change and allow for things to fall away and new things to come in, is part of what we're picking up with that as well. But the Earth is making some powerful changes within itself. And we think what the listener is experiencing is an intuitive ability to understand that the Earth is moving through its powerful changes and feeling those changes within themselves as well, knowing that something is moving, something is changing, and it's going to be a good and powerful thing. It's moving into new energies. It's moving into the new platform for Earth to reside in this other dimension. What do you get for that? We like asking this question to Judy afterwards. What do you get, Judy?
As you were talking about the Earth releasing and so on, and mentioning about we also, as the Earth does, so do we. So in some sense, it's kind of the as above, so below principle, whereas we're above the surface of the Earth and the Earth is underneath. So it stands to reason that, of course, if the Earth is shifting, then we also are shifting and releasing and moving that energy as well. So yeah, interesting.
Very much so, yes.
Very much, yes. We're in such a flux state. It's quite fascinating. It's no wonder that's been what we started today with talking about being in hyper mode and overwhelmed with all the things that are going on. It's no wonder. So the next question is from Janice, and I'm just going to read it as written. In a recent vision, she was shown she was her phoenix in bright, varied colours, and at her third eye, she was told that there was a philosopher's stone and it radiated upon all humankind. So I'm understanding that the philosopher's stone was like in her third eye, radiated upon all of humankind. What is the meaning of this stone and why was she given this message?
What we see with, this is Janice, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Well, what we see with Janice is fun because we see her rising above, right? With the great phoenix rising above, and then she has this philosopher's stone. When we look at that, what we see is Janice being part of the creation of this planet, part of creation of humankind in its original sense of the word for this, for seeding this planet with life form. And the philosopher's stone, she's almost as if she is studying this so that she can make the improvements, so that she can make it something better. And what better way to make something better than to go in and experience it with those that you are watching? I want to understand why these beings are behaving the way they are. Why are they conforming over here or standing up over there? Why are they doing this or that? I'm going to go in and be among them. I'm going to take form and live among them so I can understand them even better. And so we wouldn't be surprised if Janice is one of those that likes to be a people watcher, curious about humanity. Why do they do the things they do? And also at the same time, probably wondering why she came into that human form to have that experience. But what we are seeing with this is that it is showing you to rise above, rise up, and get a different perspective. And we wanted to say that with the dragons too. The dragons are rising you up above. They're giving you a new perspective of a new way to look at the world. And we think the phoenix is also saying this: rise up and take a different look at the world. The world is not what you perceive it to be. You need to look at it and expand your mind and ask for the answers to come to you. What is it that this world means? And rise above it with that philosophical mind and start to really understand, what is this all about? What is this creation for? What is it that we all came here to learn in this form? And what is this part of life that we're living now, this ascension process, this rising above third dimensional realities? How exciting is this, that this is even something that is possible, to enter life form in one dimension and be able to, in a conscious level, rise up from that dimension into an even higher frequency of a dimension, a different experience altogether than when you came into this world. Find the glorious things, look for the hidden pearls, right? Look for the little golden nuggets in this. And that is what we think that Phoenix is trying to say. Whatever you think is happening, rise up from that and get a different perspective. Okay, Judy, your turn.
And we all have a philosopher's stone. So we just very simply need to go within. It's all there.
Beautiful.
Okay, Sadie has started her question with the word shapes. She says she started by seeing animal faces in the clouds, then seeing their whole bodies, then would see human faces. Now she sees faces in most of the clouds, trees, rocks, and even dirt. And going on a road trip, she can sit for hours and constantly see them. She would like to understand what this means.
She is seeing them in the sky, in the clouds, is that right? Or in her mind?
Seeing them in the clouds, trees, seeing them in rocks, seeing them in the dirt.
She sees them everywhere. Ah.
Sees them everywhere.
They are teaching her to see through dimensional shields. So as she can see them in the trees, in the sky, in the rocks, she is seeing forms coming forward. She is teaching herself to see through the veils to the other dimensions. She might find herself hearing voices and thinking somebody is home, and then she turns to respond and they're not standing there, or something of that nature, because she'll be tapping into an alternate dimension in that same location. There's many things coming into her psychic abilities, into her psychic mind. Some of the beings that she sees in these clouds and hillsides and trees, they have messages for her. She needs to look them up in her format, in that spirit animal format, and see what the message is for her. Never to hold back. There's so much more coming, so much more coming. Open the doors, trust herself when she sees these things. Keep notes of what's coming through. If you're not already keeping a journal, we see you writing it down. What did you see today? What did you see today? Keep doing that, because every time you acknowledge it, that veil gets thinner and thinner. You're going to be walking between the worlds, between the dimensions that reside here in your planet. You'll easily be able to view them. That is the best way we can describe it. You'll be able to view the other dimensional realities playing out at the same time. What do you get with that, Judy?
Yeah, exactly. Straight away, it was seeing interdimensionally. So it's very exciting for her.
Good time. And we know that probably intrigued others, and know that you can practice it the same way.
I mean, so many people as children would lay back on the grass and look at the sky and see different things in there. I mean, we've always done it, what we did.
Absolutely. Before we thought that, oh, well, that's poppycock, right? And that's silly to do that. But yes, as you get into that childlike wonderment, you can tap into a lot of different energies, because you didn't know you were limited when you were a child until someone told you. Right. And the sky were not even the limit. What's beyond that? The imagination of a child is endless and wonderful.
The next question is another question from Julie TS. And I just want to reiterate that the pendulum selected all the questions in order. So it's not, putting anybody before anybody else. But she says, if you don't believe in something, does that mean it doesn't exist in their own particular world? And give an example, she says she doesn't believe in demons and feels safe in all things. Does that mean demons don't exist? And is she safe even though other people do believe in them?
We would like to say that they don't exist in her reality, but they do exist in other realities. If someone does believe in them, they may exist. So she may experience somebody that is feeling like they have demons or entities or some sort of attachment or being attacked in some way. She may experience somebody that feels that, but that's in their reality. She does not have to partake in that reality. So we want to say, yes, as your belief system moves you out of that belief, then you no longer should experience that. And if you are experiencing that, what we do want to say about that is it's time to look at your shadows. It's time to look at your own, the things that are the deep, dark, subconscious mind. Why do you believe in this darkness? And if you want to play with it, if you want to say, oh, that's just crazy talk to say there's not dark things happening. We're not saying that. We're saying that everything serves its purpose here. Everything serves its purpose. And everything is as it should be on this planet. As you come into this planet to experience, you are moving into these experiences. You are creating your individual reality. For every human being on this planet, there is a separate reality from your own. And as people come in to have experiences, we are not here to judge those experiences. Good, bad, no judgment. There is no good, there is no bad. They are just experiences. And to take the edge off of that and understand that there needs to be all the levels of the playing field, right, in order to have the experiences. We explained this in a session earlier today. Think of it like a factory. You have a factory that puts out a certain product, and you need the workers on the floor to assemble the product in order for the product to be something that they can sell, right? And so they need the people doing the labor on that bottom floor, and then they need the supervisors that watch over the people that are doing the labor, and then they need the bosses of the supervisors that watch over the supervisors, make sure they're treating their employees well, and then you got the owners and so on and so on. And all of those people need to have each other in order to have the experience that they came to have. The owner needs to have everyone that's working for him in order to have his experience, and the supervisors and so on. Everyone needs each other to have the experiences. So you don't want to be stuck in those experiences either, right? If you were to go work at that factory and you were to start off on that ground floor on the assembly line, most likely your hopes are that you would get to work your way up in that factory. You would get to work your way up to a better position, better pay, better hours, better job, less labor, whatever it is. And you're going to keep evolving yourself in that particular system to try to create a better world for yourself. Better insurance, better money, better living situations, better hours, all the things. This is the same thing. You're coming into a world, into a reality that has a platform for you to have experiences. And as a spiritual worker, you came in here to help people get out of a cycle. You came in because you heard the call that there were souls that were stuck in a loop. And so you're here having this experience now to remember who you are so that you can help evolve this planet out of this loop, out of this thing that keeps playing out karmically. And as you came in and you evolved and you became part of this awakening process, you're now having that experience. And those who are still on that ground floor doing the assembly line, maybe they're not quite ready for that experience yet, but they will be, and you'll be there to help guide them through it. Everything is an experience. Try not to take that away from anyone. They are here having the experience that they signed up to have. And when they're ready, they're going to move out of that experience. Everyone has their guides and their angels. You were put here for a powerful reason to help move this planet into its new ascension place, into its new platform. And as you do that and have kindness and compassion and love for people, not judgment, know that they're going to be there in their time. And don't judge them for, those people that are still asleep. Those people that don't, they're still doing X, Y, Z. The greed and the this and then that. Let go of the judgment of it. Send love and light to the situations. Be in love and compassion. And you're going to find your way through this experience. You're going to experience how you can move past your judgments of the things you don't like. You're not going to add to that energy anymore. Now you're going to step out of that. You're going to move into the higher vibrational love and light energy, the joy, and you're going to create a different reality. And when you create that different reality and you start to live that life up in those higher ranks, right, where you're making more money and you've got your health insurance and your retirement plan in place, right? You're getting up there now. And then these other people will see you enjoying that and they'll go, I want that too. Now we're talking spiritually, right? This is all metaphorical for spiritual. Moving out of that platform, let yourself drop away from judgment of self and others. Let yourself drop away from criticism and critical thinking and step into love for yourself, love for your fellow man, love for all the situations that are playing out, love for all the experiences that are being had, and for all the characters in this magnificent platform that's playing out right now. It is a time of evolution, and it is a powerful time to stand into this knowingness that you create that reality. That was a very, very long answer for, is that real if I don't believe it? And yes, it is for people that do believe it. It is real. If you don't believe it, then you get that reality. It is simple. And that is the final piece to that, is all of it in its grandeur is actually quite simple. You get what you believe and create from that. Create a belief system that brings you the joyful life that you've always wanted.
Message for everyone there. And it's so much easier when you do step out of that judgment, realizing that every single being has their own unique journey. And just let it go. Let go of that attachment to their journey. Let them have their space with that. You get to interact with that. That's why they're part of your life. But to have an attachment
and try to control someone else's journey. If you find yourself in that place, and when you have children, you might find yourself in that place, right? You want to save them from the pains and the hurts of the world, but be their guidance system. Give them the knowledge you have, but you need to let them play out their story. And anyway, so yes, let's move on to the next question.
Which is from Carmel, and asks, are souls still interested to coming to Earth in 2023? And what does the year look like to them as a soul?
Absolutely. Souls are very excited to come into this beautiful playground of Earth. As the Earth keeps evolving, we have spoken of the new children, or the children of the sun, coming in. These are the ones that we perceive as the ones that are going to be, as the Earth steps into its fifth dimension, they are already in the vibratory frequencies to hold and sustain this frequency. They're there. They're coming in because the vibrations are rising up. They're the child prodigies and so forth. They are coming in telepathically. They are coming in with gifts and abilities that are reflective of the fifth dimension. And so, yes, there will be more coming in 2023, and they're excited to be here. What is 2023 holding? That's a good question. 2023, we spoke of this before. We see a lot of the technology that people have been waiting for to finally get released to the public. Certain things that will help engineer a better, more balanced society, more equality through society, through food and supplies and everyone's needs being met. Types of machines that will help with energy sources and food and energy and medical systems. That is what we see coming in first. That is a short version, but there are other videos out there that go into a longer version. If you know how to find them, they're out there. Do you have anything to add to that, Judy?
I just had an image of souls, so to speak, in long lines waiting for their ticket to come in.
Yes. Now's the time. Yeah,
exactly.
It will get better. It will get better, and especially as everybody is focusing on that beautiful life that they are creating for themselves.
Okay, next question is from Unicorn Stables. Does dance and body movement have an important role in grounding etheric energies?
Well, it's funny because we feel like Unicorn asked that question because they know that is true. That is the experience that they are having. They want that to be, it feels like that just wants to be a more expansive piece of knowledge. Yes, go dance, move your body. It puts you in unison with the energies and the vibrations of joy and happiness. It helps ground you back into your body. If you are struggling with something, if you are having a hard time making a decision, or you are weighed down by society, by bills, by whatever, by medical, whatever it is, get out and move your body. Sing a little bit too. Dance and sing. You're going to shift the energy. It gets you into your silliness. It shifts the energy. If you're weighed down by the world, go out and dance, and you're going to be like, wow, I feel good. And a lot of people will do that through running or walking or doing some form of movement and exercise. It gets rid of stuck energy. It moves the body, and the body's no longer suffering in the stuck energy, and it starts getting the juices flowing and gets you into your creative mind. And so answers flow. Joy flows, everything flows when you're in the higher vibrations, and dance can get you there.
Okay, thank you.
You don't have anything to add to that? Do you want to dance for us, Judy? And
I don't think I'll do that.
Or Judy, just dance. But okay, we will move on. Unless you want to add, do you want to add to that?
No, not at this point. Well, yes. I mean, okay, so getting the body moving. I personally find that swimming is the movement that is more fluid for me. So you do what feels right for you, as in all things.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
I
now I
like
just want to check in on time wise.
We just want to check in and see, did anybody else in the audience see Judy with a mermaid fin when she said she's swimming? Where are we at with time?
We're at the hour and a half.
Yes, let's ask a few more questions. We're doing okay.
Okay. All right. So Delphi has written that a lot of astrologers have told them to move to the US soon. They're starting a new job next week in India and hoping to use the time wisely. The plan was to move in March 2023 to the US. Does that delay the life path, or should they move to the US sooner?
The fact that she is so tapped into this energy and asking that question means she cannot get it wrong. She's not ignoring the signs. She cannot get it wrong. And if she was going off path, her counsel would be throwing every roadblock in her way. So if she was not meant to go to India, then everything about that would fall apart and she would not be able to go. Because her higher self would be putting her on the path if it was urgent to get her to the US. Is that where she wants to go? The US.
Yes.
And so we want to say, enjoy yourself in India, enjoy yourself, because what might be hurry up and get there to one person, it could be, that means 2 years from now to somebody else. You know, it is, time is a funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Spirit says, yes, you're going to be there soon, that could be in 5 years. Spirit's idea of soon and your idea of soon is two different things. We've all experienced that, right? So don't worry, Delphi, you won't get it wrong. You're going to get there in perfect timing, and it's all going to fall into place. And we see it aligning very well. You're in good hands.
Okay. The next question is from Darlene and asks, will there be an easier way to travel for the masses soon? She says, we know that there are other sources. Will it ever be an option for us?
She already travels some other ways, but she knew we were going to say that. She wants her physical body with her. That is the problem. She wants to take that clunky physical body with her everywhere she goes. So what we want to say is that there will be other modes of transportation. You won't see that coming into your third dimensional reality / fifth dimensional reality at that point, when the shift of the majority of population moves into the fifth dimension. Then it's going to start being more available to transport in other ways, to biolocate, to pixelate the body and move it through intention to another location. Darlene has done this many times in other realities. She's actually played with it. She was a teacher of teleportation in other planetary systems. So we think that is her feeling restrained by this now, and not being able to just bounce herself to a new location with a mere thought. So we enjoy her energy and her question. That is something that will come into reality, but not for some time to come. That is not going to be one of the technologies that comes out sooner than later. So we feel like that one is a bit off, but we understand where her question comes from.
Okay. All right. Next one is Aussie Chris, and wondering for an energetic update on his life at this time.
That is funny. We are feeling the energy of Chris. And for those that may not know, Chris goes through the videos and will timestamp them for you. So everybody needs to thank Chris. And what a beautiful soul. The energy updates. We see something, a gift in the left hand, and we see the palm up in the left hand, and there is something sitting there. It looks like a little box with a gift on it. There's a gift that you haven't opened yet. There's a gift that you haven't tapped into yet. Again, metaphorically, there is something energetically that keeps showing up for you, and we think you're just denying it, that it is not actually happening. No, I'm just making that up. That's not real. I'm just wanting that to be it. There's something that's coming forward for you, Chris, that is a beautiful gift that it feels like it is already there. You already have it in the palm of your hand. Start recognizing it. There's something opening up for you that you keep denying or believing that is not, you're not trusting it. You're not trusting it. So it's time to open that gift. It's time to trust. It's time to make some movements towards some more things that you desire. We want to say this to a lot of people, that when you are asking for these things to come into your life, you want the changes to happen. You have to take sometimes leaps of faith. You need to take some action steps to create the new outcomes as well, but Spirit will support you along that way. And this is what we see with you, Chris. There is something you want to have change in your reality, and we're telling you that you can create that change. What it is that you are miserable with, the thing you don't like right now that's going on in your life, you have the power to change it. That's why you're miserable. Your higher self has set this up to push you and push you and push you to the point where you finally get to what point? That point where you're in the absolution of what you desire. You're no longer in question of it. You're no longer teetering on it. You're no longer waiting for a magic wand to whisk it, wave above you, and it all just appears like magic. It's pushing you to where you're like, that's it. I don't care. I'm doing this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to start this. I'm going to do that. I'm not waiting another minute. I'm just going to create it myself. That's what the universe has been waiting for. Take those steps, and then you'll be supported along the way, because you stepped into it with your certainty and you're no longer wavering. And that message, we believe, was for a few people that are wavering and teetering and wondering, where's my magic? Where's my miracle? Where's the blessings? Where is it? And we say, take those steps to be in that vibratory match to the desire. You've got to step into knowing you deserve it. Be with certainty, this is what I want, and move in that direction. Tracy does this sometimes. She'll say, well, if it's meant to be, it will happen. And Spirit's over on the other side doing the gag the finger in the mouth. They're like, what? Get on board with something. If it's meant to be, it will happen is sweet. And sometimes things come into your path that were just blissfully fated for you. But if this is something you desire, take some steps, make it happen, get off the bench and go play in the game, right? And so no wishy-washy asking. You get certain with it, you affirm it and bring it into your reality. You are very powerful, Chris. Bring the world you are dreaming of into your reality. Okay.
Beautiful. Next one from Lucy. Next April, she heard that we will enter a new area in the galaxy and that the energies will be very different. What do you have to say about that?
Well, we think we've been talking about that for a while now. We don't think that's new information. We've been entering new energy for quite some time now, and the energy continues to, we move into a new energy, everyone acclimates. We move into a new energy, everyone acclimates. Solar flares and energy spikes and all the things to move our cellular bodies and our DNA into the new grid systems of this new energy. So yes, we do believe that is happening, and that it's going to happen at a pace and a speed that people will be able to acclimate to. But also maybe you might expect to be a little bit moody or grumpy during that time, because sometimes it's uncomfortable to move into the other energies. And so just be kind to yourself during these times. Like Tracy said earlier, she's been feeling sleepy. That's part of moving into another energy, another vibration or frequency. The body needs to adjust to it. It needs to start acclimating to it. And so You know, it is not something new, though. That is something that's been going on. You've done things like this before. So yes, that's a new energy, but you have done this many times. So we don't think you're going to experience anything drastically different. Do you have something to say on that, Judy?
No, not at this point. I was just actually focused on the next question when you said that, which is another tree question.
We like the trees.
I knew there was another one. This one's from Anya, who works in a predatory animals park, and says that every time we move the tigers to a specific area of the park, and this area has a huge tree, and the tigers seem to hug the tree. She wonders why.
We're working on getting into the energy of that tree and the tigers. We just see a lot of light. We see a lot of light by that tree. We haven't heard from the Lyran Council in quite some time in these transmissions, and all of a sudden we're seeing the Lyrans standing there. It's one of the portals into the inner earth for the Lyran Council, and so there is energy there of other dimensional beings, and it's conducive to the tigers and being the cat family, the felines. So that is what we think they're being drawn to, is that they're feeling the energy of their space friends, right? The Lyran councils. What do you get with it, Judy?
Well, I got the chills when you said that about the Lyrans.
We were curious about the tree.
That definitely confirms that. So.
Wonderful. Yes.
Beautiful.
So we think they're just saying hello to their buddies. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. How beautiful. Okay, next one's from Giselle, who's currently on a 12-month visa in France and feels it's important for her to stay, and wonders, will there be a way that she can do so?
She wants to stay in France.
Yes, but she's on a limited time visa.
We see 3 timelines with that. One where she stays, one where she stays longer, and the other one where she resigns to the time frame she has and she goes home. So there's 3 lengths of time. The one that you're set on, the one that you could stay a few more months, and then one where you could actually create a dual citizenship is the word that comes in for us, the being able to create that. But it takes work. It's not going to just happen. It's going to take work, and it's going to take call in that you meet the right people at the right time to help you establish the kind of connection you want to with France. So if you want to stay, just extend your stay. You'll find the right people to help you do that. If you want to create a citizenship there, you'll find the people that will help you create that. But it feels like you have options. And so get centered on which one you want. There is another one where where you might stay longer, and then you go home, and then you apply for another visa, come back, and then you can create again. You have to understand you are in a world of creation. So even if you return home, you can go, it's not a one or done deal, right? You can go, well, I want to do that again. And you go back, and then maybe you create a different experience, and you create a longer stay, you create the citizenship, whatever. So if you don't do it this go around, but it still pulls to you in the same way, know that you can still create that. So figure out what you want. That's what we'll say in return. Figure out what you want, create it. What do you get, Judy?
I just got the option of coming back after the 12 months and then going back again. So
There may be things that require coming home for or going home for, and that needs to go into place and then back again.
Yes, we don't feel like it's the end of France by any means. There will be, once the heart wants what the heart wants, it's going to create it again and again, right? So it is not a one and done. That is what we keep hearing, not one and done. You'll be back there. So let's go ahead with the next question. We're starting to feel the fade of the energy. So
yeah, maybe this the last one.
How many questions do you have left?
Another 10.
So let's take 2 more questions and then we'll wrap.
Okay. This one is from C. Lavender, who says, we're not the body, but how do we remember this in times of sickness, death, depression, and sadness that is so overwhelming, can't even find the breath to meditate?
So we took on a heavy one, we did, yes. We are not the body, but you are the body. The body, you are connected to the body and you are in this experience, right? You are, the most important experience is the one you're having, and the focused energy of everything that you are learning to do to expand outside of yourself is to improve the quality of what you are experiencing in this physical body. So everything you are doing to learn this spiritual extravaganza is to improve that which you are experiencing in the fleshy body. So we say to you, sometimes you have it in your alignment to go through these scenarios. We don't know why when we're in them. Why do I have the illness? Why do I have the depression? Why do I have the sadness? Why am I going through this experience? Why did I lose everything? Why do I have to start over again? And there's lessons within that. So instead of asking, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Ask, what am I learning from this? How is this serving me? What is this depression that I'm going through? Where is it coming from? Is there something that needs to be healed within me to release it? Is there past lives connections to it? Is there are my purging energy for the earth and it's getting stuck inside of me? And what is happening? Open the door to any possibility to release those energies from yourself, the illnesses and the sadness and the depressions and the hardships and all the things. But also remember that you may be going through those things so that you can learn how to release them, how to let go of them, how to move past them and beyond them. You're learning, you're growing, and you're expanding through your experiences. We can't know why each individual has signed up to go through the experiences that they have, but your higher self has designed something for you there. And if you can look at that as it is there for you to process it, for you to look at it, for you to grow from it, and to step out of it for a moment. When you're in it, it feels like everything is happening to you, and it can feel like you're being buried in this, right? And we have compassion for you. We have so much love for you because we understand the burden that it can feel like the cloud is never going to leave, that rainy storm cloud over your head. And just continues day after day. It's another thing. It's another thing. This is what we say to you. Sit down, grab a notebook, write 5 things you're grateful for. Especially when you're in the worst place of the worst place. 5 things you're grateful for. Then put that book aside and try to focus on those things that you're grateful for throughout the day. And then the next day, write down 5, maybe you add 6 things you're grateful for, and you just keep adding new things until you fill that page with things you're grateful for. And you have to do something. You have to show maybe not the right word, be in the energy and the flow of the intention to change and step out of the densities. We without knowing for certain what this question is focused on, we can't certainly answer it, with precise literal things, but we say, take some steps to move out of the energy, go for the nature walks, get yourself in playful areas of life. Go do something that gets you out of that energy. And here's another thing that we would like to say: clear the area of your home. Wherever it is that you are, that you're feeling the most densities, your workplace, your home place, clear the energies, clear the imprints out of there, so that you're not leaving one spot where you're sad. You come back and you sit in that spot again, you do all the work to clear it, and then you sit back down and all the sadness comes back. And it's like, see, I can't shake it. It's here again. Clear the energy of all the spaces. Clear and call in your teams to help you clear it. What is the message with it? What am I supposed to be learning? Is it mine to carry? Am I carrying other people's stuff? There are so many levels to this answer, right? Do all the check-ins, clear the energy of other people's stuff, clear the energy of the planetary system, clear the energy of the home you are in and the spaces you are occupying. Go out and do different things. Hug a tree. We heard so much about the trees today. Go hug one and let it help you transmute this energy. Put your feet in the soil and do the earthing thing that people talk about. Get connected to the earth. Judy, we know you have some recommendations too. What are other ways for people to move out of these densities?
Just find something, doesn't matter how small it is, that just brings you joy, makes your heart sing, and expand on that. Work with that, spend more time doing that or being there in that place, or whatever it is that you feel in your heart, and that creates the lightness, that fills, that will expand further and further and further into your being, so that you can shift that other stuff. It's so important to find something that brings you joy.
Mm-hmm. Tracy's in her mind right now. Remember, she was floating on that energy river or in the ocean. But she's saying, you know what would make me, when I get down and out, hearing a baby's laughter or a small child's laughter, when they get that belly laugh. She says, that will make me laugh every time. If you can get yourself to laugh, that is the biggest release. You can release so much in that, and it will change the chemistry of your body, which will bring you out of some of that density. Find ways to enjoy. Okay, one more question.
One more there. I was just going to add to that. Watch a funny cat video.
Funny cat video, yes.
Make you laugh.
Even just thinking about funny cat video made us laugh. So,
okay, the last question is from Claudia, who she was in a dream last week. She was being murdered. While waiting to die and go to my afterlife, I woke up in this life. Did I get to complete a multiple life at that time, or was it a message from spirit?
with that particular dream, Tracy read these questions earlier, and we're excited about this one because, again, the dream state can do so many things and can bring you so many messages. But for Claudia, what we got when Tracy was reading that particular question, what we picked up with that one is that it was her higher self showing her that an aspect of her that is no longer serving her has died off now. And it was time to say goodbye to that part of her and release it. And so there's it's such a beautiful graduation of things. It's showing her that she did the work, and this part of her that no longer serves, these old programs have now died off, and they're not going to be looming in that background anymore. They're not going to be that broken record playing anymore. She let a big part of old constructs go. And in doing so, it appeared to her as a death in her dream, the death of this old version of herself, so that she can fully integrate into this new version of who she is in the path that she is on now today.
What a lovely answer.
Oh, we like that answer too. Death is not always a bad thing in a dream, right? It might startle you in a dream, but it is usually when you experience something of that nature, it is a releasing of some sort of construct or belief system. And so it is usually a good thing to see a death in a dream, yes. Is there anything else before we bring Tracy back in?
Well, there's quite a few. There's about another 8
Oh, she's like,
question.
I don't have the patience or the time for that. No. She would love to sit here and do that if she didn't have other obligations. But we thank everybody for bringing in their questions. We thank you for allowing us the opportunity to be in the energy of that and bring you the answers. Remember the discernment. Remember, only take what feels good and right to you. And trust yourself first. We always want to integrate. Trust yourself first in that beautiful regard of who you are. You know you more than anyone else, right? You have the answers inside of you. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of this journey with you today. And we'll bring Tracy back in. And with much love, we will see you next time.
Thank you, Daniel. As always, excellent.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, those were some good questions, some deep ones this time. You guys were really getting into your heart fields this time. I love the tiger tree.
Yes, that was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they were sitting there going, why are they rubbing on that tree? And then all of a sudden, in my mind, I could see these almost like gold light images of the Lyrans, and there was like 4 or 5 of them standing around that tree, like guarding the portal. And the tigers were running up there. They basically, they're trying to rub up on these beings, but they're rubbing the tree instead, because that's the physical aspect in our reality. So it was cool. Very cool. We have lots of comments in here. Lots of okay, you guys are all here listening and watching. But just saying hi to everybody that was in the chat room. Thank you for being there and bringing forward your questions. There's some of them that are kind of long, so I'll have to go back and look at that later. So you guys, thank you for being here for the live. And then I'm going to be doing the metaphysical hour with Julia in about an hour and 10 minutes. So that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to go get something to eat real quick and then be back for that. So Judy, thank you so much for helping me and jumping in there and answering some questions and insights, and for the journey, bringing me into the water. I was having so much fun in the water. So
pleasure as always.
How do people get a hold of you if they would like to have a session with you? And tell them what you offer so that we...
Okay. mylifespurpose.com.au is my website. So on that, I have the different services. So QHHT, of course, I'm a level 3. I also do soul speak consultations, also do dimensional journeys, which is just purely a intuitive journey on the day as to where we go and what we do. Also, you can find me on QHHTofficial.com under the practitioner listing.
Yay!
And I haven't got any workshops coming up yet. I knew I'd probably say that. I do have a level 1 companion class, but that's not until March. But there may be something before then.
I'm thinking there should be. Yeah. We'll just keep poking her until she sets up.
I know how you work, Tracy.
Put it together. Yeah, that's we need to encourage this one to take that leap of faith. Get out of that. What was it? Cement or something from the one question?
No. I'm laying the foundation in my workspace area.
She's taking the lead. Yes. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to you throwing something together and seeing that all evolve. That'll be awesome. And don't forget, you guys, we're going to do this on Monday. We're doing the Daniel Surprise Journey. Come join us.
Monday for us.
For Australia, it's Monday morning. Well, maybe not morning for everybody.
Monday morning at 10 o'clock for daylight time, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, or 9 for Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
And different times after that, depending on where you are.
Yes. And then if you're stateside, that's going to be 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday, the 4th. So 2 days from now. All right, you guys. And then if you missed it, you guys, it's going to be in my online store if you want to take the journey. So it'll be in there if you missed it. And it's still going to be donation based. So, if you missed the journey and you want to take the journey, you can go find it in my online store on my website, tracymayhem.com. My intention is put that all in the description box down below. So, okay, that's my intentions. All right, Judy, thank you so much. And with that, I have to say my goodbyes so I can go get ready for the metaphysical hour. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. All right.
Bye-bye.